these days. And I'm playing the Hart House Club game again. We have a win streak going. We've won 6 of our last 7 Tuesday and Thursday games. On Thursday, we finished with something like a 64% game, something like that. Today, we're going to get back up to the 70s, I believe. Um, we're doing our usual stuff. If you're tuning in, watching the Twitch video, or watching YouTube, or watching it live, especially, welcome. It's good to have you here. Oh, we're about to get started. Let me just make sure that I'm all good to go. I'm going to pull up the chat here so I can see everybody say hi. All right. So it looks like it's my bid. And I am sitting overcalling with a 16 count, 5 spades. So I've got a good 1 spade bid here. It's not good enough to double and then bid spades to show a very strong hand, but it's certainly good enough to overcall and then make another call. Excellent. So we're getting rebates for playing in these hard house games, which I really enjoy. Looks like it's passed around to partner. Let's see what kind of raise he has. So 3 hearts there. We have an agreement that in competition, a jump shift shows what's called a fit jump. So he should have a good spade support hand with at least a good 5-card heart suit. So certainly we have a game here. The only question is, should we in fact look for slam? I have towards the maximum of what I could have. I feel like slam is unlikely with North opening the bidding. I am going to go 4 spades here. And hopefully we won't be a little too high. Or no, sorry. Hopefully we won't miss a slam here. I find it unlikely that there will be a slam on these cards. So if we take 12 tricks, we're still probably getting a lot of match points here. I don't think there's going to be much in the play of this hand, except perhaps for over tricks. If he has an invitational plus hand, there's no question that this is making. So with a club lead, we get to see Alan's dummy, and he's bidding on shape here. Looks like he has a good heart suit, also a good diamond suit. I'm glad we're not in slam because we only have 1 ace, and it's sorry, we're off the 2 major aces, and that means that we're going to have to scramble a bit if the spades end up breaking badly. So let's take a quick look at the losers here. An unavoidable heart loser and spade loser are here. Luck partner, and thank you, partner. All right. So I think that it's probably best for me to rough this club and dummy, and that'll just ensure that when all the trump are pulled, I have control of the club suit, I should say. Okay, so with just the ace of spades outstanding, I can afford to switch suits. So here, what I want to do is get an entry to dummy so I can take a diamond finesse. And so by playing to the jack, if North wins the ace, I can play my queen to the king and then finesse in diamonds. If North held up, then I'd be in dummy. But here with the diamond shift, I'm getting the finesse that I wanted in the first place. So I'm just going to let it go around to my queen 10-8 and then hook again if necessary. But there's the king. So at this point, I can claim all but one of the remaining tricks. making 4. So 4 spades making should be a fairly average board here. I think everybody should be in game, and I think most people will get there. Making exactly. You can see that about half the field is made 4. One person ended up taking 11 tricks. WDP means well done, partner, if you're interested in the acronyms here. So third seed partner is bidding 1 club here. 1 club shows 16 or more points. I've got a positive response with 8. So I'm going to show a hand that's generally balanced with 1 spade here. It's sort of a transfer to no trump. And that's 8 to 10, balanced or 4-1. So over my 1 spade, which is a fairly precise bid, Alad will be able to unfold my hand a little bit. The double actually gives us a little more room than we would have had otherwise. If Alad passes, that asks me to shape out my hand as if he had, responded 1-0 trump, and then I would have a series of relay responses. So normally, if he goes 1-0 trump, my first step is 2 clubs. With the double, my first step is actually redouble here. So I still have, my normal bid would have been 2 hearts to show 4 spades. So it would have been 1-0 trump, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, the third step. So my third step here is 2 spades, which ends up being a natural bid. It shows 4 spades. Pass and double would have been my first 2 steps. Which would have taken the place of 2 clubs and 2 diamonds, showing 4-4 majors or 4 hearts. So Alad should know I've got a hand with 4 spades and I don't have 4 hearts. The 3 hearts bid here is dangerous because they're vulnerable and we're not. I think Alad, if he has sort of a balanced 1 club bid, is likely to double for penalty here. If he has a lot of shape, he'll probably end up blasting to his 5 of a minor or something like that. A pass would ask me to keep relaying my hand. And I don't expect him to pass. I expect him to either place the final contract or to double for penalty. 3-no trump is unlikely to be the final contract with the opponents vulnerable at the 3 level and us having the balance of strength. So Alad has some thought to do, and this double is for penalty. So I am passing the penalty double because I have exactly what I promised. With the ace and king of diamonds, that's some defense likely that Alad didn't count on. If my hand was more queen jacky, then my hand would have been worse than expected, but it's actually better than expected. So on this bidding, the thing I can do that'll work best, I think, is cutting down on the opponent's roughs. So that's why I'm leading a trump. Unfortunately, dummy is quite shapely, which makes this not unlikely to make here. So I'm hoping that we can figure something out. I'm hoping Alad has a second heart here. He doesn't even necessarily need to play that second heart, but I hope he has it. He might shift to diamonds if he wants to shorten dummy's trumps. Because I don't think that Alad's worried about declarer roughing in hand. Looks like the ace of spades here. This asks for attitude. I don't actually like spades, so I'm going to discourage spades by playing a high spot here. We play upside down on honor leads. So him getting discouraged in spades will probably make him want to either tap dummy by playing diamonds, or if he has a heart, he might continue hearts himself. The ace of spades might indicate that he has the king, but it's not a guarantee. If he had the king of spades, he might continue it at this point. Here, if he had the king, he would have played it. So there, it's clear that the king of spades is going to win the trick. I expect to see a club up, but it's actually a diamond. I don't think a diamond is correct here. Well, I don't know what North's hand is, but I expect that the best line for them is to establish clubs. Um, we'll see once. Yeah, roughing a diamond, I don't think is correct there. It just seems a little too wasteful of dummies trumps. It's possible that North could have some hands where the clubs do end up running, or with, say, a club void, the clubs don't end up being relevant. But I would not have played this the way North did. And I think this is going to cost them in the end. So um, looks like, yeah, that's the queen. Okay. So notably, the ace, queen, and I think the queen of diamonds is gone. But I think yeah, so this might set up a rough for me with the 10 of hearts. Yeah, this contract's going down now for sure. So if North is out of clubs at this point, no, North had the jack of clubs. With Alad holding the queen and me holding the ace, it's unlikely that this contract could have made. But I still think it would have been right to probably just draw trump and then run the jack of clubs. So hang on a sec. We've seen the um, have we seen all the hard honors? I'm not sure. I think double down two should be a top here. So I'm going to continue with my 10 of diamonds. I think this is the queen of hearts here. Shoot. I misdefended. That's too bad. I wish I'd kept track of that. And then we could have had another under trick there. Oh well. Still probably a very good board. Yeah, I lost focus there. And had I remembered where the queen of hearts went, I would have played my 10 of hearts, dropping the 7, and then cashed my good diamond at the end. Looking at our hands, we actually have, I think, a decent shot at something like, hmm, no, there's technically, yeah, for we're happy to be in this contract. Not a lot of excellent other places. So fourth seed, I don't know if it'll, okay, so it's not getting passed around to me. This is the kind of hand where I have 11 high, partner could have as many as 15. There are some hands where slam is a possibility. Um, I'm going to try the fit jump first. I think this is probably the best way to describe my hand. And I should have alerted and then typed the explanation, but this is a fit jump. We've seen the second fit jump of the night. Um, Here, this should give partner a good idea of what I'm holding. Uh, I think normally I would bid it with 4 spades and 5 diamonds, but I'm happy to bid it like this here. My hand's very good. It's a lot stronger than its high card strength would say. We'll see if Alad says just, you know what, 3 spades. 4 spades is good, but it's not like a slam try or anything. So I don't think he's a super max here. I'm going to pass, and then hopefully Alad can take as many over tricks as he can. I expect this contract to make comfortably. So it's good that we weren't in slam because we're off 2 aces and the queen of trump. The queen of diamonds is a suspicious looking lead. I think that Alad might try to avoid a diamond ruff as much as possible and just cash ace king of spades. Normally the rule is 8 ever, 9 never, but with a possible ruff happening in diamonds, there's an argument to be made to just assume that the queen of spades is offside and that a rough is coming. So that does, and assuming that Alad does have to lose the ace of clubs and ace of hearts, there is the question of how do you play the diamond suit? Alad, I think, is interpreting that queen of diamonds to be from a singleton queen rather than from queen jack or queen small or queen jack small. Uh, he could be right about that. I don't know. I guess the argument is that Kevin would be unlikely to lead a queen jack or queen small with a good diamond suit being promised in dummy. That queen is much more likely to be a singleton. So now Alad has to make a choice about how he wants to play the trump suit. One complication is that there's not a lot of entries to dummy, and he needs to run these diamonds in order for him to make the hand. So um, I think right now Alad is hedging with the ace of spades, king of spades line, and then running the 10 of diamonds. So I don't know where that queen of spades is, but now he has to lose everything but a diamond. So now we see exactly what happened in the diamond suit. And it looks like Alad guessed wrong in diamonds. That doesn't mean the hand's over, but it does mean that he has to trade carefully. For instance, if he manages to get back in, he can throw off his club loser. I think the opponents are a little too good for that, though. So had Alad taken the spade finesse, he still would have been down just because of the diamond ruff that would come after Kevin won. So if Kevin continues, clubs were happy, but he's smartly switching to a heart, and we're down one. So it looks like Alad didn't quite make this one. And it came down to his interpretation of that Queen of Diamonds lead. I don't blame Alad for getting it wrong, though. Also, because he's locked out of dummy, Alad is unlikely to win out. The person who holds the Queen of Hearts will almost certainly protect it, knowing that there's no way back to dummy. Otherwise, Alad would have claimed by now. But I think Mike, holding just the queen at that point, threw it off to speed things up. So down one is not great here. I think there's going to be people who miss this game. And I think there's also going to be people who make it. But if Kevin leads passively, like not the queen of diamonds, I think it's still, well, there's no real passive lead. I guess if you look at Kevin's hand, any choice of lead he has gives problems, right? So I think people will be making it. There will be people in part scores making 4 as well. You can see that people just took at least 10 tricks. The most likely defense was Alad winning the king of diamonds in hand, or West winning the king of diamonds in hand. At this table, the ace of clubs was led, a heart shift, and then the spade pickled itself. At this table, a heart was led, and then the diamond. Not sure what happened there. So over to clubs, 2 hearts. Do I have a lot to say here? I don't really. I have a hand that's probably better for defense than it is for offense. I don't have a fit for his clubs. I have a good defensive card in hearts, and I have the ace of spades as well. So if we miss out on an 11 card diamond fit, then too bad. Yeah, the queen of diamonds shift there cost them. So Alad was the only one who interpreted the queen of diamonds to be a singleton and not whatever the heck it was there. So Alad's 3 spade bid shows a specific hand. He's got a hand that really wants to declare. He's got lots of clubs, lots of spades, probably a couple hearts, maybe a singleton diamond. My hand's actually pretty good for 4 spades, even if it ends up being on a 6-4. This could be a Moisian make, or it could be him having 6 clubs, 5 spades. My hand is improved by North's likely ace of hearts and Alad's likely diamond shortness. Yeah, Alad thought on the auction that the queen of diamonds was more likely a singleton because I'd explicitly promised a good diamond suit. And it got led anyway. It also got bid at a couple other tables who interpreted it differently. So Kevin's smartly doubling. You got to get the equity on the hand, even if you're not sure if it's going down. The lead is a diamond. Fortunately, Alad's void in the suit. We have an interesting situation here where Alad will need to set up the clubs to make the contract. But there is some danger in the spade suit. He might lose control of trumps just because of the diamond position. The alternative line would be to try to rough out 3-3 diamonds, and then if he roughs out 3-3 diamonds, then dummy's diamonds are good. He could also try to knock out some clubs, or rough a club in dummy. Alad's heart lead seems to have encouraged the opponents to lead spades themselves, which is good. So now Alad doesn't have to misguess the spades, which I'm sure he would have. So we're up to 3 tricks. Here comes the club. Kevin's holding ace queen of clubs. At this point, if Alad manages to take all of his trumps separately in a cross rough, he has 8 tricks. That's not enough. If Kevin goes aces, no, Kevin can't play ace of clubs here. I expect Kevin to play another low diamond. He might decide that a rough and discard isn't going to help Alad and play a heart. And that is what he decided. I think it's the right play. But now Alad has a pretty clear roughing finesse through Kevin. So he might decide to rough this in hand, play the king of clubs off of dummy, and then rough high, and then play a spade back to hand to pull trump, and then hope that clubs are 3-3. If they are 3-3, he's happy. Looks like instead Alad's roughing the heart and dummy. I guess. This isn't making anymore. Kevin, I think, had a singleton spade, and with Alad putting pressure on his trumps, there's no way to avoid a bunch of losers happening. So this is going to get down a bunch, and it's going to be a 0, which is too bad. Looks like they got us this round. Yeah, down 1 ended up being not a total bottom, but not a good board, just because of all the people who did manage to make 4 spades, or stopped in the diamond part score, which was an easy make. And then this one's going to be a bottom board. Looks like Alad got away with a club there, but it shouldn't hold up. I think Alad will get one more trick and then go down 3. The contract was close to making. I think if spades were 3-3, he could have made it, but the break prevented that from happening. Down 3, tough, which is 800 and should be a 0. Yeah, other people down 3 and 4 spades, but we got doubled, so there you go. Had I doubled 4 hearts, we would have taken a nice penalty there. The hand plays a lot better if Alad has the queen of spades instead of the jack, and the ace of clubs instead of the king jack. So those guys got a good round on us. Unfortunately, we're not playing as well as we'd like. We had a good showing in the first round, but this last round is going to take us down to probably around 50%. That 800 is going to balance out this 800, and then this minus 100 is going to balance out this. So we're right in the middle of the pack at this point. So we've got a long way to go. Quickly, looking at the double dummy on here, I don't think it can make, but I'm curious. Looks like on the diamond lead, Alad's put under immediate pressure, and he can't recover. He got off to a good start, but at that point, um, after after this happens, Alad needed to. Did he under rough his Jack of Hearts? Oh no, Alad under roughed. I think he just pulled the wrong card out. That's too bad. My gosh. Had he not done that, I think things would have gone a little better. I'm not sure what happened there. I guess I just didn't process the fact that he'd under roughed. I guess he couldn't decide whether to rough in dummy or in hand, so he did both. Karen and Jane. They changed their convention card. Cool. 2/1. And I got lots of passes to go. So at that point, if he roughs the return in hand, plays the king of clubs, he can score a club trick and then all of his trumps separately, pretty trivially for down one. I just guess he pulled out the wrong card. I don't know if he's realized that because he hasn't noted it yet. Not a total bottom, so that's good. But we are at around 50%, which is not where we want to be. And suddenly Alad comes in with 3 diamonds. Fascinating. I don't know if this is going to work out for us. I think North probably has a diamond stack. I wouldn't be surprised to see Alad get doubled again. Two diamonds by Alad would have meant some kind of two-suiter. So this should definitely be some kind of forcing pass. They've already bid, I don't know if they explicitly play it, but fourth suit forcing the game, or at least for one round artificial or something to show extra strength by these hands. So if Alad gets to play 3 diamonds undoubled, then he's stolen the board from the opponents. I think the opponents will be smarter than that, though. Well, this could have been the right call to pass 3 diamonds, but I doubt it. I think that Al had managed to sneak one by them, unfortunately. Um, I think with more experience, wow, yeah, he actually has a good hand. Um, maybe they did well not to double him. I guess I have a lot to learn too about the hands that Alad passes with. But yeah, I can see why he bid the way he did. Um, and they did well not to double him. I think this has a chance of making. I don't think against best defense it makes, but I think this has a chance of making. So we'll see what the defense ends up being. Best defense is to lead Trump at this point, kill any entries to dummy. Unfortunately for the opponents, the clubs will let Alad rough a club to dummy, and then after unblocking the king of spades, he can discard a club loser, maybe set up the clubs. So this is going to be pretty bad for the opponents. I think Alad has a chance of making this. Here, the opponents are in for a rough surprise as Alad trumps this round of hearts. Now, Alad does know where the king of clubs is. So the question is, how will Alad play the clubs? He doesn't actually need to draw trump first. He might consider drawing one round first. But then, hi Forax, welcome to the stream. Uh, he will probably end up running this club and then forcing South to trump. But South is likely to be short in diamonds. I don't think South would have shifted to, yeah, so I disagree with Alan's line. North bid clubs and diamonds. Um, South would not have played a low club there, holding the other high club. So Alad should, I think, cash one high club and one high diamond, sorry, and then run the queen of clubs, hoping to induce a cover. Uh, this line I don't think is going to be successful. Here Alad's going to try to rough another club, but it's going to get over trumped by South, or at least there's a good chance of that. Um, the 6 of diamonds play is not successful. And now Alad still has to lose the king of clubs. So it's not a surprise that South is going to show out of diamonds here. North bid diamonds. Um, so if Alec cashes one diamond and then runs that queen of clubs, he's making the contract. So unfortunately, this is one where my partner made a little mistake. Um, though to be frank, minus 100 might not be a terrible result. Oh yeah, I suppose the diamonds didn't break and he has two natural diamond losers anyway. So that's that. I don't think he can make it. He can get out for down one though. Looking at some of the other results, this is not a good board because the opponents overbid to four hearts, or rather, I should say, accurately bid to four hearts and then go down on a 5-0 break. Um, but does he know that? He might be able to guess just based on the fact that hearts is the fourth suit that they ended up bidding. So here, I just have a normal raise to two hearts. My hand's not particularly great. We do play Drury in this situation. I still don't quite think my hand's good enough for Drury just because it's not shapely. I'm not getting extra value from his one heart bid. It's a pretty good hand. It's the top of my two heart bid, but I don't need to invite game yet. I guess looking at Alad's explanation, he actually expected 5-0 diamonds, which helps sort of explain the line he chose. Um, but I still think that, well, North has a pretty normal either one of Trump opening or one of Trump rebid. So that certainly confused Alad a little bit. They thought they fell for the sacrifice. I thought they fell for the sacrifice, and I was proven wrong. So there goes my arrogance. Um, though, of course, the North Souths end up making 3-0 Trump. Looking at this one, it looks like there's not much to this hand. There's a couple of slow losers in the side suits. This should make comfortably, I think. We have 4 tricks so far, 2 more coming in hearts, the ace of diamonds, a spade. Um, did Allen have another high spade to start? Just want to check this out. I missed the first trick looking at the previous result. So him having another high spade means that we're going to make at least 9 tricks. And then the 10th trick is going to come down to the diamond suit. So how is he going to play that? I think that maybe he'll just try to run the 7. North is thinking. I wonder if North is considering interposing with something. I think it's right to duck and play North for the 10 of diamonds. That will make 4 if North has the 10 of diamonds and at least one of the top 2 diamond honors. Though looks like that's not happening here. However, there's no club continuation here. If he gets a cover and then South has the other diamond honor, then these diamonds are running. So Alan's going to win his ace and then hope to see the queen of diamonds. Not quite. So making 2 shouldn't be a terrible result. Any plus score is a score you should be happy with. And the diamonds were not well placed for him to do any better than this, which is a good thing because it means that there won't be people at other tables making 9 tricks unless they got bad defense. And by bad, I mean the opponents played diamonds at some point. Though, if I'm not mistaken, didn't okay, ace queen. Okay, so making 10 tricks. Nobody should take 10 tricks here, and 9 tricks should be a decent board. So 3 diamonds down 2 didn't end up being too good just because of the fact that we took a minus score when we're beating 4 hearts, but 2 hearts plus 1 should be good. Looking at other results, looks to be a normal result, which is fine. couple people did end up making 10 tricks. I wonder what defense they got. Seth throw a diamond? No. Okay, so this looks like just the wrong card got played. And on this hand, yeah, the diamond discard is ill-advised there. So 9 tricks is normal. Still, we would have liked to have picked up some match points. We would have liked some disasters going in our direction and not the opponent's direction. On the first board, Alad's 3 diamonds was to play. I think his... yeah, so it was a natural 3 diamond bid because he had 6 diamonds, the ace king. So it's perfectly reasonable to jump into the auction with a nice hand like that. Yes, it's time for some correct decisions to start being made. Unfortunately, not so many correct decisions have been made so far. Alad's been down 3 hands, 3 hands, 3 hands. And then he did make that one. So that's good. But as you can see, if I'm playing the hands, we're going to get a 69% game. If Alad's playing the hands, we're going to get something like a 12% game. So obviously, there's an indication of who should be declaring all the hands. Just saying. And ultimately, it was my decision to go 4 spades on this board here, where we're doubled down 3. So it might have been better to just sit and defend, but you know, I expected maybe a little more playing strength, maybe a little more aces, and a little less queen doubletons. Oh well. So next round, 13 high, 4th seat. If this goes around to me, if it goes pass, I am opening the bidding, though I don't know if it will get passed around to me. I've got a nice takeout double of 1 diamond, and I have a less nice takeout double of 1 club. I think Alad will probably want me to pass and then bid later, though it's all moot. Alad's opening 1 spade here. I have the precision advantage here of being able to bid 4 spades naturally here. And this 4 spades range is wide because I know that my hand is too weak for us to be likely to have a slam, but I also know that there are hands that I'd want to preempt to 4 spades. So while standard players blasting from 1 to 4 with this kind of hand is very bad form, playing precision, it can actually gain some imps if the opponents would have otherwise gained clues from the bidding or had a chance to bid their suit and find a sacrifice. So here, this is a quick start and end to the auction, and we end up in the right contract, which is 4 spades. Though it's possible 4 hearts would have played. No, 4 hearts doesn't play better here. The spade lead solves the problem of how to play the spade suit, so we shouldn't lose any spade tricks. Then it comes down to the side suits. So if North is leading trump, I would expect North to also have the ace of diamonds. There's also a very good chance that North has a holding that North didn't want to lead from in clubs. And I would also play North for the queen of hearts. So let's hope that Alad plays hearts the right way. Though if he goes king of hearts, the 9 of hearts might convince him to play hearts one way or another. And the singleton spade, by North does indicate extra length in the side suits, which does imply the queen of hearts. Yeah, North has on average something like 3.5 hearts. And holding that many hearts, I think the best thing to do is play king of hearts and then run the jack. If South has the singleton 9 or the singleton 7 or the singleton queen, then you can avoid any heart losers. Here, heart to the king works the same way, and Alad's going to run the jack here for sure. Knowing that the 9 is gone, he can later finesse the 7. He should have ran the jack, but this is equivalent. I would have tried to induce a cover there by playing the jack. So the hearts are resolved now that they're 3-3. We know that North had 3 to the queen and a singleton spades, so North has 9 cards in the binders. North is the favorite to hold both the king of clubs and the ace of diamonds at this point. And there's really not that much to the rest of this hand. I think that Alad will just play a heart to his jack and then take a club hook. If the club hook succeeds, then he has options as to squeeze plays. The queen of diamonds is very clearly from, what? Okay. So now that this has happened in the diamond suit, Alad has chances for 6. So Alad's just discarding a diamond here, and now South is pickled. South has to play a club, and Alad has the rest of the tricks. Now I think North probably had the king of clubs, and if North has the king of clubs, Alad, instead of going for the end play, might even try for some kind of squeeze, but the odds of that actually being productive are very low at that point, so this is a good way to guarantee making 6. This should be a very good score and bring us up from 48.5%. So looks like a lot of people make 6, but a lot of people also make 5. So it's a good board. I have a nice opening hand of 16 count. It's not the world's strongest 16 count, but it's reasonably good. The spade suit's not fantastic, but it's good enough. Unfortunately, I don't have a penalty pass here because partner's not going to reopen with a double. Here, I think I have a natural 2-no trump overcall, and Alad will be able to maybe transfer or do anything like that. Maybe pass me. We'll see. Three clubs there is definitely Stamen. I don't have 4 hearts, so I'm going to bid 3 diamonds. Alad hopefully won't pass me. I'm likely to have extra spade length for my 2-no trump bid, so if he's trying to bid garbage Stamen, this might not be excellent. Three spades here is a bailout. I think that if it comes around to me, I'm making a penalty double, just because I have at least 3 cashing tricks and probably at least 2 spade winners. So I guess 3 clubs auction, what's that telling me? I'm going to start with a high heart, I think. It's the safest lead for sure. Which heart should I start with? This asks for attitude. I don't care about his heart count. I care about his attitude. The queen and dummy, unfortunately, means that the attitude is going to be negative. It might be count he's giving here. I'm not sure. We'll have to talk about that. But I should have a couple of cashing hearts. As for the club suit, I don't know where the ace is. I can't afford to play a club. I could go ace and a diamond. I would expect partner to have, say, 5 diamonds on average. What's the safest way to defend here? I think the ace of diamonds is the least likely to give up a trick. But that's a discouraging diamond. If North also has the queen of diamonds, North is going to let this go around to his king or queen. Alad's giving standard present count there, so he should have probably a 5-card diamond suit. I expected him to have 5 diamonds. But North now has a struggle to get to dummy. So here I don't have a high club. I'm going to play my 5 and then my 2, just to say high-low. Hey, Casper. Why does the number in the yellow box start with 4? Yes. I think it's a typo. I think that typo is going to get fixed after this round. We shall see. Certainly, we're doing lower than our normal result. Alad should have the ace, right? He's got the ace, doesn't he? Thank God. But with 2 diamonds in North, I don't know how many hearts North has. Probably 3, 6 spades, maybe 2 clubs. I do not want Alad to play a diamond here because then North gets a quick loser on loser. The club is what I wanted to see. So here I can play a club to the queen, and I don't know where the jack of clubs is. I think Alad probably has the jack 10, and there's no reason not to continue clubs at this point. Or I could play the queen of spades, forcing out the king, and then try to set up 3 more spade tricks. Probably better to play clubs, I think. So North shortens his trump suit. North's down to 4 spades. I also have 4 spades. Unfortunately, I have to go king on heart here. Huh. That's an interesting unblock. I guess North has the jack. Partner did not have a lot of points. But I think you want to be in dummy for this, or it really shouldn't matter. North just has spades in hand, including 1 high one. I hope to see I don't know if it's the ace or king that North still has. But that's the spade I hope to see. But we already have it down to, and we are getting a couple more tricks here. So that's the 9. If I play low, then the 9 wins and then the ace wins. I have to go queen, and then unfortunately, I am end played. And Declare might not have intentionally done it, but I certainly am pickled here. Definitely did well not to play the king of spades. Though 500 should be a good score. Still not as good as 800. So they did well to avoid that extra under trick. Could I have done better? Looking at the double dummy result, on average, probably not. I think that with just the natural heart winner and the inevitable possibility of getting rid of trumping in hand and then end playing me, there wasn't anything we could do. However, Declare did well not to just go ace of spades, king of spades, and then give up. It was well played. I know Alad was going to leave me in 3 diamonds. It would have been an absolute disaster. And I saw it coming too. Maybe I should have passed 3 clubs. No, that's cheating. So this ended up being a good board. Not really the opponent's fault. And the previous one was also good, just because most of the field is in 4 spades, and only half of those people made 6. So we've come up to 59%, which is good. Normally not a winning game, but it's almost enough to be a winning game. And from here, we can move on. So my hand's not strong enough to open the bidding, but had I opened the bidding, it would have been 2 diamonds showing this shape. Did you hear that? You're undeserved. What do we have? 1 heart, 1 no trump. You can't double that because I don't have diamond support, but Alad is not afraid of balancing with a bad hand in a 5 card suit. I wouldn't mind a balance to something like 2 clubs. Though 3 diamonds there is a nice strong jump shift. Most players play jump shifts as either near game forcing or game forcing. So North, absent alternatives, might just go 3 no trump. 4 clubs is curious because it bypasses 3 no trump. It's not a diamond raise. It's not heart preference. It's not spades. Well, we know North doesn't have spades, but 4 clubs here is a hand with a lot of clubs and not a lot else. So now South has a tough choice. South is, I have 4 clubs of the queen, so South is pickled because South has at most 1 club, by my guess. Uh, if South is only 5-4 in the red suits, South doesn't really have one to rebid and might just go 4 no trump. If South decides that they were a minimum for their jump shift, they might give up, but here's 4 no trump. So 4 no trump here, if they don't have the agreement that 4 clubs is some kind of cubit or Gerber, or if 3 diamonds doesn't establish a game force, then 4 no trump is probably going to get passed. Here's 5 clubs. So I am not going to double, even though I think this is probably down. I just only have 2 defensive tricks. That's not 3. I would like to have 3 defensive tricks before I double this contract. As for lead choices, I'm a favorite to win the ace of spades and the queen of clubs, but I need to see where I can get another trick. Now, playing a diamond would work if I thought it would net partner a diamond or net me a ruff. Okay. So that 5 hearts bid there is a hint that South actually has a club void. The club void complicates things. If South is void in clubs, then, and I'm going to pass so as to not give away anything about the hand. If South is void in clubs, Alad, of course, leading the unbid suit here. 4 spades is low from odd, so he probably has 5 spades to the whatever. I don't understand why North ended up bidding 5 clubs there. North only has 4 clubs, so that's a big position. So I'm going to win my ace of spades here for sure. The question is, what do I shift to? Do I shift to diamonds or do I continue spades? I think the spade continuation is probably correct, because if they can get to dummy, then they might be able to throw off a spade loser. If Alad has the king of spades, it works. If he has just the queen of spades, it doesn't. So the spade continuation doesn't look like it did that much. South is probably going to try to get to dummy somehow and take a heart finesse. South likely has the ace king of diamonds for their bidding, because I can place Alad with the queen of spades. So South does have the club. The 6 there, I still haven't seen the 3, curiously. So if Alad had the 3 of clubs, then Alad would be showing an odd number. I want Declare to be in dummy, because Declare can't help themselves when they're in dummy. They might play a spade back to hand, ruff, but then they're going to be out of trump when they pull the suit. So diamond to the ace, I think, is going to work. But that's the king. Okay, so now we know where the ace is. Alad's low diamond there indicates he's got 4 diamonds. So if he has 4 diamonds and 3 clubs and 5 spades, no, he doesn't have 5 spades. Hmm. I think Alec just gave wrong count on the clubs. I think he should have played low high, but maybe he was trying to indicate something. Either way, no need to hold on to these clubs. All right, so 5 hearts made 6. Remarkable. Not as good as 3 no trump, which should have been the final contract. But with the Queen of Hearts on side and the spade lead, it's going to make 6. I don't think there's a way of it to not make 6 double dummy, but it was played well, so made 6. Here I have 11 high, and that's enough to open the bidding playing precision, so that's 11 to 15, 2 plus diamonds. And I should have alerted and then typed the explanation, but I forgot to do that again. So board 9, I think, is going to be slightly below average. They did well to find to take 12 tricks and bid a game. You might say, well, what do you mean they did well to bid game? It's 8 opposite 20. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 5 pairs missed game, and then 2 were down in game. It's preemptive 3 diamonds. I don't have a escape from 3 diamonds doubled. This should be a takeout double. We'll see if it's interpreted as a takeout double. So it looks like it was a penalty double that got escaped to 3 hearts. That would be my bet anyway. We're going to see a pass of 3 hearts here because it was a penalty double that South escaped holding a singleton diamond. Playing a lot of club bridge, there are situations where your opponent doubles a, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Your opponent doubles a preempt, and you might think, okay, this is a takeout double, and then their partner bids. But then you realize, oh, it was a penalty double that got pulled. So here, this is actually a real takeout double. Should I be surprised? Maybe a little bit. So the contract's 4 hearts, and I have 2 defensive tricks in my hand, assuming I don't screw up. So I just need to take 1 more trick. What's that going to be? I'm going to take the ace of spades here. The question is, am I going to lose the ace of spades? Is there any chance of that going away? Now, I think the answer is no, just because I have the queen jack of clubs. So there's only 2 club tricks coming. And with Alad holding long, strong diamonds, there aren't enough pitches of the spades in either dummy or in hand. So I'm confident that my ace of spades isn't going anywhere. I'm also confident that I'm going to win 2 hearts and not have to get end played in hearts. Though hopefully the ace of spades won't be the end play card. So here, because I encourage the club and not a spade, I maintain some control of the spade suit. What I'm going to do is win 2 heart tricks and then play another diamond, forcing some trumps off of dummy. Doesn't matter what's played here. I'm going to cash both of my hearts. So Zelda's shown up with 4 hearts. This is attitude here. We've seen 2 diamonds from Alad. He'll give probably standard present count in the suit. He should have at least 6 diamonds for his bid. That 2 of diamonds indicates that he probably had 7. If that's the case, then South still has 2 diamonds in hand. Let's take advantage of them by forcing dummy to trump. So I'm not worried about South holding a singleton spade here. If Allen had four spades, he would have bid spades. That's a count card. He has probably two spades. If he had no, if he had four spades, he would have won his queen. So here, because he has two spades, I'm just gonna put declare back in with a spade here. I think there's not really any escape from this dummy. A declare star with four spades, four hearts, three diamonds that actually might be able to rough a club here and then throw off a spade. It might have been better to switch my king to my queen of clubs earlier, but I don't think it mattered. This is going to get roughed. We're going to see the good high spade played. Yeah, too bad. And then the good trumpet dummy for down one. Maybe I could have got some match points by doubling. Looking at those two boards, five hearts making six is bad just because they played competently. And then this last one was about average. It looks like they have a lot of company, but they end up beating a lot of the folks who go down multiple in four hearts. I don't think we can do better than that, but they could do worse. So with the two hearts bid here, I could double. I could bid no trump. My hand is only 14, but I think it's better for no trump than for double. I am a little light for this bid, but I do like my heart holding. And hopefully I'll hit partner with a nice running diamond suit. You missed the Twitch last week. That's okay. You're playing it today. And you know what? Watching bridge is fun. Playing bridge is even more fun. So I hope you're having fun. I hope I have fun in this 3 no trump here. I might get punished for my 2 no trump balancing strong no trump. But I didn't want to double and then have to deal with Alad being on lead or something. So the diamond lead is not heart lead. South bid hearts, decided I don't want to play hearts. The 2 of diamonds could be a fourth best diamonds. If that's the case, then we'll find out very quickly. But diamonds is my suit. I want diamonds to be played. I also have a guaranteed entry in the heart suit. So no reason to jump up high here. I'm going to play low. The king's going to fall. I'm going to drop my 10 here. Maybe we'll get a diamond back. But the 10 of clubs switch is the correct play. I'm surprised that it got found just because it's a really smart play. Now, this playing low here can work if South has exactly ace, queen, jack. If South had ace, queen, jack fourth, then I do best to duck both times. Let's see a club. Nice defense. Had I covered the club, I still would have lost ace, king, jack of clubs, ace, queen, jack of clubs, and then the king of diamonds and ace of hearts. But it was a nicely defended hand. What can you say? Yeah. Yeah, well, 10 of clubs from a doubleton. Very clear. Very clear. It's Helen and Larry. They've brought their air game tonight. That's for sure. What a defense. That was remarkable. Now, can I make it if I know where all the cards are? You know what? I can't. Though, to be fair, it still is down on a heart lead because there's no way to avoid taking a diamond finesse and then feeling the pain of having that club go through me. With the clubs the way they are, there's no way to make a contract unless South leads clubs. But it was quite the defense to actually lead the singleton diamond to partner's king and then have the 10 of clubs back. I'm impressed. So Alad with the balancing two clubs here. He's clearly just competing. Uh, I have no reason to bid on, even though I have a nice club balance. Maybe Alad will get passed in two clubs. We'll see. Indeed, he does. This is the second time tonight that he's bid one of his terrible balancing bids and gotten just passed out. Though the first time he didn't actually have a terrible hand and he still went down. So this time we'll see just how bad his hand is. Though he did pass in first seat as opposed to passing over an opponent's opening bid. So I don't think he's very strong at all. I can pass, of course, at 6 points. Honestly, not bad. I can't complain. He's got a decent hand for his pass. Looks like three heart losers and the ace of diamonds are inevitable along with the ace of clubs. But this technically can make if he's able to avoid a second club loser and a ruff. But that'll all depend on where the cards are. North opened a heart, South bid a spade, and this is going to hit a singleton, I'm sure. Of course, neither of them led hearts. No, this isn't a singleton. This is a doubleton ace. I think that, yeah. Because North opened a heart and then didn't raise spades. And they have a 9-card fit. South should have quite a lot of spades for that bid if North isn't raising. And if South has a lot of spades, that means North probably has the ace-queen of clubs. Given both the strength, the fact that North didn't lead the ace or king of hearts. Yeah, so I think North has the ace-queen of clubs. I think Alad's probably down one. Here, we're going to see another spade. North is afraid to lead away from the ace-queen of hearts. Now, at this point, Alad will make a choice. Either he will play his king of clubs, hoping to knock out the ace, and then hope that he can pitch a heart on a diamond, or he'll immediately try to start playing diamonds. The problem with immediately trying to play diamonds is that there's 2 clubs outstanding, not one, and then the low trump can hit his diamond if diamonds end up being 3-3. Here, the king of clubs is going to, oh no! Looks like South have the ace of clubs. Alad definitely wants to see a either diamond or spade here. The heart would end up being fatal, but I think a heart is pretty clear for South at this point. North, of course, bid a heart. South only has a doubleton, and almost certainly king small or ace small. So we're going to see, oh, it's the 6 of diamonds. What do you know? So yeah, it looks like the diamond lead was from a doubleton, or a tripleton? Okay. But here, Alad gets to throw away the heart loser, and he's going to make it. So really, really tough defense against the previous board, but this one, I think they could have done a little better to beat this contract. At some point, one of them should have been able to indicate some strength in the heart suit. And now Alad playing for the greedy over trick, hoping that North will not play another heart here. But North will, of course, play the ace of hearts, and then Alad will claim making 2. So plus 90 here. You might think that'd be a good board, but if the opponents have a contract and end up going down 1, that's 100 for us. So it's unclear whether or not 90 is going to be a good board. It would depend on what the opponents end up bidding to. They do have a nice spade fit. And the question is, how many spades can they make? Just looking at the hands here, on a diamond lead, there's a very good shot at 4 spades. So I think 90 for us should be good because I don't think 4 spades is down. Looking at other tables here, 4 spades end up making 6, 3 trump ended up making 3, and 2 clubs ended up making for plus 90. So this board should hopefully make up for the nice defense we saw on board 11. Looking at the other results on board 11, other people are down, and because the lie of the cards means that there's really nothing you can do to avoid the set. Only one declarer, 2 declarers ended up making a contract at all on that board because of the bad position of cards like the clubs and the spades if you're declaring. Um, let me just look at the how Alad ended up playing board 12. Obviously, it's not a game. Yeah. He shouldn't have played the 7 of diamonds from dummy on trick 2. He should have played the 8 so that he could have saved the 7 for later. The question is, do I want a second beer? I think that might be excessive. Or is it? Nobody's watching. Doo, doo, doo. Hey, we're still in the 50s. No harm, no foul. Might as well have a beer, have a good time. We're back. All right, good round. We're up to 58% again. This is a good staging point halfway through the night. If we have a 70% the rest of the night, we're going to finish with a 64%, which should be good enough to win. So we need to have a nice second half. Let's shrink these results so that we can get a better picture on the get a better picture on the hang on a sec. There we go. Glenn and North Star X. 2 hearts opening bid. Well, I got nothing, so I'm passing. Beer time indeed, yes. 2 hearts, 4 hearts. Time to play defense. So what's the defense against 4 hearts? Some people say don't underlead kings against suit contracts. I don't subscribe to that theory. As to whether or not we want to defend actively or passively, on a hand like this, match points, I'll just defend actively, hope to get a couple tricks. I don't know what dummy looks like. Here, the club position is a lot of fun because I've got clubs. Normally, that club suit would be over mine, but because it's 4 hearts, it's going to be roughs the other way. So I have clubs over him. I still don't know where the queen of clubs is. Alad wouldn't drop it from queen 3. But the very fast ace of clubs suggests to me that Alad has the queen. Of course, the queen of hearts belongs to me. Alad's heart is my old suit preference. So here, I have to decide if I want to signal anything. I do want to signal the club, just because I have literally nothing else in the side suits. Alad should understand that I have high club here. and he'll confidently play the queen of clubs. He might also play another heart if he has that. But what I'm telling him with my club pitch is that really, I got nothing for you. So he's sort of on his own, except for knowing that I have what he probably interprets to be 5 clubs to the king at this point. So I've told him pretty much all he needs to know. So now I just need to give him count in my diamonds and spades. Here it's the king of spades. I, of course, don't have anything nice in spades to tell him. But if he has king queen, then that's the right play. Just because it's not going to cost a trick. Here's the queen. All right. Do I want to pitch a spade here? No harm in pitching a spade. Just saying, here's the last spade. If Alad's counting, he knows that North had 6 hearts, what looks like 3 spades, 1 club, and probably 3 diamonds. So I've already encouraged clubs, so he knows where the jack of spades is, or at least he should. Oh no. So if North started with 4 spades and 1 club and 6 hearts, that's 2 diamonds. The good news is that a diamond suit's not getting set up. Alad should not have played another spade there. Oh, let's, okay, it's over. But there's always the diamond hook. So double dummy, of course, this is always making, because declare can always finesse diamonds. But I think it's possible that people will go down. Of course, nobody else bid 4 hearts. Looking at other tables, we got a bunch of passes from the north hand, and then basically meekness from south, opposite of 1 heart bid. At this table, we had a 2 hearts, all pass. I disagree with all of that. They should be in 4 hearts for sure. Our opponents actually played well. 2 no trump is the wildest of contracts, just because you have a 9-card major fit. Here, I need to move on to the next hand. So even though my hand's bad, I'm going to bid 2 spades here. Just bidding 2 over there too is a pretty good way to lock them up. They don't have, or they might not have agreements as to how many hearts 2 hearts shows. It should show 5. But if they don't have that agreement, they might be in trouble. Here, 2 hearts goes to 3 hearts. And now they might not have the agreement as to whether 3 hearts is invitational or just competitive. And here, clearly, they're not stopping short a game. And I have a choice to make on lead against 4 hearts again. I have, oh, okay. Well, the good news is that Alad's not expecting a lot from me. I have a normal hand for my 2 spade bid, frankly. I didn't overbid, really. So Alad has something to compete with. It looks like it's a solid spade suit. With the king of diamonds lead, this would be promising, except for the fact that he has absolutely nothing outside of diamonds. So we're due to lose 5 tricks, 2 hearts, 2 clubs, and a diamond. We're not losing a club rough just because I think Alad will pull trump. Hi, Zek, Zek Rickree. Welcome to the stream. 7 consecutive bids? Hang on a sec. Let me look at the auction here. It was a lot of consecutive bids. I've definitely seen more than 7 consecutive bids, but it is a little surprising to see that many after me passing. So I don't really think there's this much to the hand. Alad's going to try to sneak a diamond up to the jack. It's not going to work, and the opponents are going to cash 2 tricks and hearts and 2 tricks and clubs. Wow. I guess he did sneak a diamond by. This is what happens when you woodenly play second hand low. You end up giving away tricks. It's important to be always paying attention to the state of the hand. And I'm guilty of losing focus myself, but clearly the opponents lost focus there. Um, if we get another diamond back, Alec can actually um, cross to the clubs and win the seven of diamonds, but that's not happening here. They are taking their tricks and beating the contract by, I think, one trick. Um, Probably down one and down two are going to be similar results here, just because it's going to come down to whether or not the opponents are making four hearts or three hearts. Looking at their hands, it seems very clear to me that they have one spade loser and two diamond losers in four hearts, and four hearts is making. So four spades ended up being a very good sacrifice. Right now, no other tables have come in yet, but I think Al had made the right choice. Yeah. Do I have any other good Alad stories with regard to director calls? Um, so Alad and I, we play at the Hart House Bridge Club, which is a pretty casual club, and there are a lot of times where we don't call the director when a lot of other people would, or I would say a lot of people at different clubs would, not because it's wrong to call the director, but because it's in a more casual environment, you let a lot more things go. So you see a lot of tempo problems, I would say, which we sort of just let slide because we do well enough that we don't need to rely on policing the opponent's bidding. Yeah, it looks like they can make four, but not five hearts. I'm glad Al had bid four spades. Um, I Alad doesn't usually get the director called on him. Sometimes after the match, one of the opponents who we were playing against will bring something up to the director and say, "Hey, Alad didn't really have his bid for that. You notice he's psyched, right?" Alad has a bit of a history of um, psyching. It's not always the same psych. If you make the same psych too many times, then that's a problem. But he's been known to make a tactical bid or two. And sometimes it puts the opponents in awkward positions. But of course, just as many times it pickles me. So even though I can sometimes see a psych coming, uh, I try to assume that he's got his full values for his bid, just because you can't you can't assume your partner's psyching. It's against the laws of bridge. So when I see him open that third seat 1-0 trump, and I've got or first seat 1-0 trump non-vulnerable, and I've got 2 point or 20 points, um, there's a non-zero chance his 1-0 trump was a psych. But I have to bid my hand anyway. Yeah, so hard to find, but a low club lead would lead to a club rough by the opponents. Also, a heart lead continuation and then club can lead to a rough. So against perfect defense, they can take the first five tricks. However, the club rough line leads to a club getting set up, and that will balance out against the diamond loser that is uh, or the diamond winner that's established by leading diamonds at the beginning. So I don't think there's a way to do any better than down two. Yeah, there's no way to do better than down two, even though there's a club rough. Club rough, but Alad got it for down one, which was better than a lot of people. It looks like almost everybody is actually taking the save to four spades, and Alad did do well to go out for down one. Um, but only one pair was allowed to play four hearts. I guess a lot of people just jump to a bunch of spades with Alad's hand. I don't know if I'd do that myself, but you see a lot of similar auctions where West gets excited with the spade holding. And if we want to win, we do have to get a lot of decisions right. These last two boards, this board we made the right decision, but the previous one out of our control, and we got a terrible board as a result. We're down to a 56% game with 10 boards to play, and we need to get up to something like a 65% to win. If I make a psych and then my partner makes a forcing bid that I pass, that is legal. Um, yes. But you can't have agreed psychic controls. So here I have 8 to 14 balanced or some 4, 4, 4, 1. And I'll be able to show my hearts on my second bid by bidding 3 diamonds. This is sort of a transfer. And if Alad wants to know my exact shape, he'll go 3 hearts. And I have the first step in the shape because numerically I have 2, 5, 3, 3, 2 spades, 5 hearts, 3 diamonds, 3 clubs, which is the lowest number. So I'll bid the cheapest step if he goes 3 hearts, which asks about my exact shape. So here he's asking about my exact shape. Probably either he has a hand looking for slam or he has exactly 5 spades. 2, 5, 3, 3. And 3 no trump places the final contract. 4 hearts places the final contract. 4 clubs continues asking about my high cards. So he should have a very easy count on my hand. This is not a hard auction. And 3 no trump is to play. So there's nothing illegal with passing a forcing bid. Forcing is not a bridge laws rule, it is a bridge agreement rule. But you cannot have certain so there's some bids that are illegal to psych actually. You cannot psych an artificial opening bid. So you can't say open precision club with a 2 count and then just get it passed out. That's one of the rules of certainly at the ACBL. I don't know if it's a world bridge rule, but I think it might be. You also can't have agreed upon psychic controls. So by that I mean, say you have an agreement where 2 clubs always shows a strong hand of 22 or more points. And part of your system is your partner will always bid 2 diamonds over 2 clubs. And then one day you pick up a 4 count and you decide, I'm going to bid 2 clubs and then pass my partner's 2 diamond bid. That's an illegal psychic control. You can't do that. It's against the laws of bridge. You can have the agreement that 2 clubs shows either 22 or more points or a weak 2 in diamonds. And then you pass your partner's 2 diamonds as part of your agreement. But you can't have your partner's forced to bid 2 diamonds and then you get to cheaply pass. So what's the contract? It's 3 no trump. I've lost focus on the hand, but looks like a heart went to the king, and then a spade back to the king, and ace. Alad carefully, and by carefully I mean it's our system. He didn't tell the opponents he had 5 spades, and that's why our particular relay methods are strong. They usually conceal the strong hand's shape, and that means that the opponents are very likely to misdefend against one of our games. Here, the opponents, if they knew both of our shapes, would have been playing clubs and clubs and clubs and clubs, and eventually setting up a couple club tricks. Now, they have no idea Alad has spades. So Alad has, well, unfortunately, this finesse lost, but he should have something like the rest of the tricks well, actually not, maybe not quite the rest of the tricks, but he is close to the rest of the tricks in hearts and spades and diamonds and the king of clubs. If I look back to the initial heart play, and the club play actually does best against the possible squeeze for what it's worth, just because the club suit is an entry with a long threat of the 5 of clubs. But now I think Alad will just go ace of hearts, hoping to see another heart honor drop. And if it does, he claims the rest of the tricks. And if it doesn't, he hopes that the opponents discard all their spades. So with no high heart showing up, Alad will cross to hand in diamonds, run the diamonds, and then hope that the spades are friendly. Now, again, Alad hasn't told the opponents his count in clubs. The opponents don't know he's out of clubs. They technically don't know, or I think he did show out of hearts. Um, so they might be holding on to clubs here. Um, if they're giving accurate count, they should know their partner's count in the suits. But otherwise, they might make a mistake here and throw off a spade. But it looks like nobody threw off a spade. Now Alad needs 3-3 spades. And he's got them. So looking back on that hand, um, North doesn't have a clear lead. But if we had bid naturally, North probably would have ended up leading the jack of clubs, which causes 3-no trump to probably go down 5 or something like that. Yeah, so on a club lead, it's down. Also on a heart lead, it's down. But and Alad's correct that the club play broke up the squeeze option. However, I don't know how legit the squeeze option is. I'd have to look back at it. 14 to 16, my hand's not good enough to bid again. If Alad ends up having a 16 count, and this is 8 tricks and no trump, we're going to gain match points on the field here. Most people play no trump here as 15 to 17. So I like having an 8 count and being able to pass. Yeah, so if I zoom ahead to the point at the defense where a club got played back, which is here, I believe. If suppose the defense passively plays back what was it? Okay, no, this was the point where the club came back, right? So the passive defense might be to, if North holds a diamond. Say North plays a diamond, Alad wins the diamond. Then Alad ends up running his diamonds, throwing off hearts on the last 2 diamonds, and then plays the queen of spades. Assuming spades are 4-2, if North is, if spades are 3-3, he's golden. If South is the one guarding spades, then North might be pressured in clubs and hearts. Alad can, well, not being able to win the ace of hearts here makes it tricky. Okay, so say the queen of hearts was in South's hand and North played a heart through the ace jack and Alad went up with the ace and then ran the diamonds. Then you've got a cute little double squeeze position. But that's the last hand, and it's a hypothetical. Let's look at this one. We're already 4 tricks deep, so might as well think about what's happened so far. So I had a nice 8 count. Alad had a whatever count. I didn't bother counting his points because I was too busy thinking about squeezes on the last hand. So we got an ace of spades lead, a spade to dummies 9, and then a diamond to the king. So we ended up missing our 4-4 spade fit, which isn't a disaster just because we have close to mirrored distributions. However, in 2 spades, we do have something like a ruff, but also spades are 4-4-1, so it's not great. I think we should make this. We've got, a couple of spade tricks, the ace of hearts, maybe a slow diamond. I don't know how many clubs they're winning. I've been dummy a fair number of times tonight, haven't I? Yeah, so Alan's played 9 hands and we're 16 boards in. Pretty normal night, I'd say. King. think there's one more club. Yeah. So if Alad goes ace of hearts, he gets another trick. I think the 10 of hearts is pretty clearly from holding, not including the king. Yeah, so if I zoom ahead to the decision point, at this point, if he just cashes out, he takes an over trick. If he lets the heart go to the king, then he loses three more tricks. So that could be the difference here. So there's a huge difference between 90 and 120. 120 would have been a top, and 90 is not. Alad had a hand with 14 points. I guess most people end up. What? Is this the right hand? Oh, yeah. Most people with our holdings, it goes one diamond, one spade, two spades. And the contract ends up being two spades. So when in a specific situation like this, where we're in one contract and you expect the field to be in another contract, you need to beat the expected result of the other table. So what's the expected result of the other table? It's losing two spades, the ace of diamonds, and one or two hearts, depending on the location of the king of hearts. So looks like everybody is making exactly two spades there, which is fewer than I thought. I don't they have three spades? No. Okay. Guess not. With spades 4-1, I guess taking nine tricks is impossible. Yeah, so our guesses haven't exactly been going well tonight, which is why we're only at 57.7%. Though I should say, only being at 57.7% is not bad at all. We're still having a game that might not be good enough to win, but is certainly well enough to place. And this is after Alan's guessed literally everything wrong all night. Um, I don't know. We still have eight more hands to go. I think we still have a shot at winning this. So over one spade, I'm going to go two spades. It definitely prevents South from doubling back in, or makes it harder for South to double back in or bid at the three level. And this should buy the contract. Oh, I see David's twitching now that he knows he's on TV. Twitch away. But I expect two spades to be the final contract here. My hand's not good. It's definitely at the bottom of what I would raise with, but holding ace third of spades, I feel the obligation to raise the suit. So the rest of my hand is a write-off, though. Alan's got a nice hand for his overcall. It's certainly a solid opening bid by anybody's book. That might not be enough to make this. There's an inevitable two diamond losers and an almost certain two club losers and ace of hearts. He needs to avoid second heart loser and something like a 4-1 trump break if he wants to make this contract. Um, that also might require an extra entry to dummy that he doesn't actually have. So if I were Alad, and also it's got an ace of diamonds, diamond, Alad might decide to discard a club here, having seen the top three diamonds. There's no harm in throwing off a club because the club really isn't getting parked anywhere anyway. And what's the worst that can happen if he just throws off a club? I think he probably will. And then if South continues with another diamond, and assuming North shows out of diamonds on this trick, Alad will pitch yet another club. And then, so I don't know if I agree with his nine of spades here, but it seems to have done the trick. And now the jack of diamonds is good for a pitch later. With the diamonds being 4-3 around the table, and what did South open? South opened a, was it a diamond or a heart? South opened a diamond. So South doesn't have a five card major. I expect all the suits are breaking pretty evenly now. And indeed they are. So a spade to the ace, jack of diamonds pitching a club when you have your ticket to dummy. The problem here is that you have one ticket to dummy. You don't have a chance to retake the heart finesse. And whether or not the Queen of Hearts is on side, you need to play hearts at least twice in order to set up a heart trick. If the depending on the position of the hearts. So if I were Alad, I would have discarded a club on the high diamond, and then probably discarded another club on the diamond continuation, and that would have led to losing the first four tricks. But then he would have had enough entries to dummy to take a double finesse in hearts and make the contract if the ace of hearts was in South's hand. Now, he should cash the jack of diamonds because there's only one diamond outstanding. But the heart finesse won't matter if the opponents smartly don't throw away their queen of hearts. He still has to lose a club and probably two hearts at this point. Though the contract, I think, should be making. I'm not sure why Alad didn't play the jack of diamonds here. The jack of diamonds is a winner, isn't it? Unless I've totally miscalculated. Let me zoom back to the beginning of the hand. Ace. Oh, sorry, that's the 10 of diamonds. So I did totally miscalculate. Please don't take any bridge advice that I give under consideration. I am a poor bridge player, and my commentary on this hand indicates it. As dummy, I lost track of the location of, I think it was the king of diamonds, because of my negligent observations of the carding. Now, Alad's going to probably exit out a club here. The question is, will he cash the eight of spades before playing the club? I think there's a good chance he will. The eight of spades might squeeze somebody into throwing away either their heart guard or their extra loser. So I think it's wrong to play a club here. I think you have to play the eight of spades first and then see what happens. But we might get a heart back. We'll see. Nope. So if Alad had played the eight of spades, that would have been the six of clubs thrown on it, and then North would have had to play hearts up to his king jack. That's the queen. So Alad missed the strip squeeze, unfortunately. Though it's possible that the opponents can unblock by that point, and maybe throw off the queen of clubs. And there is some hedging to be done, so you don't want to go down two in a contract where down one isn't a terrible board. Though making it would have been good. So yes, if I zoom ahead, and I don't have a bit here. So the strip squeeze is avoidable. It's not actually, because the 10 of clubs in dummy guarantees that North can't unblock by discarding the queen of clubs. As you can see, the eight of spades here is the card that makes the contract. It's called a strip squeeze because North is stripped of exit cards by the eight of spades play. North will, if they don't want to unguard the queen of hearts, has to throw away a club. And then one diamond pass, one heart pass, pass. I can't stand for this. So North throws away a club. If North throws away the queen of clubs, the 10 of clubs in dummy is good. North throws away a low club. Alad plays a club out. And because North is stripped of exit cards, has to play a heart into the king jack. So that would have been the line to make this contract. It does require making some guesses about the location of some cards, though. And it does risk certain holdings where playing the spade and then the club means that you end up not getting any hearts at all. but I still think it's right to play that last trump. Still about an average board there. Not what we want, but we can live with it. As you can see, south bidding hearts and then spades indicates usually longer hearts than spades here, but it does put north in a pickle. If north has heart preference, north will have to go to the 3 level. However, because I have 2 spades, it looks like there isn't heart preference. They probably are happier to play in spades. And I'm happy to defend 2 spades. It's certainly more likely to go down than 1 heart. But club lead isn't exactly what I want, just because my club holding's terrible. Now, I do have to play the queen here. If declarer has something like ace-jack doubleton, then the 9 gives up a trick immediately. Looks like North has a pretty clear heart preference, actually. I'm hoping that partner holds the king or jack, and then the queen is good. So would Alad underlead the ace? No. Would he play low from jack third? Yes. I think that's probably his holding. South holding ace king doubleton of clubs there. That diamond is from 4. Why run the jack of diamonds at this point? That's to get to dummy to take spade finesses. But there's already a heart entry. Do I want to attack clubs at this point to shorten dummy's trump length? I think I probably do. I don't think there's slow heart losers that they can't get rid of, or diamond losers. The only way to get extra tricks is to attack the clubs. So here I'm going to play third from even, low from odd, present count, and that's the ace of clubs, which is the only remaining club in that hand. I hope Alad doesn't unblock. Good. Now I expect to see a heart to dummy, the queen, and then a spade back from dummy. I'm going to fly ace and then play another club. Oh, it's the ace of hearts. Okay. It's a very favorable heart position, and I knew about that heart position, which is why I'm taking this defense. I need to shorten South's spades. Because me having 2, dummy having 3, declare having probably 4, now Alad has the long spade. I don't know what his spade holding is, but this is something that will probably, hopefully, lead to I don't know, us maybe getting a club trick or something. Alad could have had the jack of hearts for his defense there, but he doesn't. So unfortunately, he has to rough with his spade there, and he has another spade to play. Get rid of this, and then I think Alad has a high diamond. Yes, very nice. So making 2 is actually well defended, but it's still not going to be great because people are going to bid more probably. Yeah, so 2 spades down 1 at a few tables. I don't think we can legitimately beat it, at least after the lead. And it's always making at least 3 against perfect defense. Oh, where are we at? So, like I thought we defended that well, but it's still a 35% board. What can you do? Other people are beating that somehow. I don't know how. So 3 passes, or 2 passes, 1 diamond, pass by me again. At this table, spades was led immediately. The defense looks good. They attacked the length in clubs, but at our table, what happened early on in the defense was the running the diamond jack. And while it looks like it was actually a useless play, it ends up being better than and I can just bid 2 hearts here. Partner's a passed hand. It ends up being better than losing to the queen of diamonds later after you've run out of trump, which is I think what happened here. As you can see, there's a cash and club, and the hand's over. And I'm sure something similar happened at the other table when it went down. Two spades. No, I get to play two hearts. Fun. So I don't know if they play support doubles, but if they do, then the pass would have denied holding exactly three spades, and North would always been two spades with four spades. With North not balancing, assuming advanced plus players, that would show a hand with probably two or fewer spades. And indeed, the partner's dummy is telling me that as well. I have two diamonds to lose. I have the ace of spades to lose. I have at least one club loser, one heart loser. I don't think I'm making this contract, but I need to minimize the damage as much as possible. What would be the opponent's likely landing spot? Looks like they have a diamond part score. That nine of diamonds is probably from something like a doubleton. So we're going to see probably king, ace of diamonds, maybe a spade shift. Looks like the spade shift is before the second diamond winner. But I expect a diamond here. So it was the nine from king nine small, king jack nine. No reason to play my queen here. So counting points, the opening bidder is North, who opened in third seat. South has shown up with, so far, the king of diamonds and the ace of spades. South could have the king of clubs, but is unlikely to be holding that king of clubs. I have to figure out how to do these hearts now. Probably best to play the queen of diamonds off a dummy. Maybe you'll rough in. No. Hmm. This is the ace. I think I might have played this wrong. North has the jack of hearts. North can over rough dummy. I guess South had the king of clubs after all. Not that playing the clubs differently would have helped. Shoot. I'm down. Don't think I played this well. North has to play a diamond here, and I might be uppercut. At least that tells me where the jack of hearts is. Not that it's a guess at this point. Too bad. That's a contract I can make. Looks like everybody's down. I don't think Alan needed to be there. But if I'd made it, it would have been nice. Oh, do I just go four spades out of boredom? No, I can't just go four spades. Let's see if North has a bid. Nope. I have a fit jump. I've got fit jumps all night. 5 plus hearts. Spade fit plus. I just make that darn contract. Should have just played the stupid Queen of Clubs off a dummy when I had the chance. So partner really likes the three heart bid. Here, four clubs is a control of some kind. I'm going to show my ace of diamonds. So I do have a minimum hand, so that is concerning. I don't have like a strong hand, but I do want to show my controls. If partner goes for no trump, that's key card. Four hearts is some kind of last strain asking about a heart control, which I technically do have. It's still just not a great hand unless he's got perfect fit for me. Four spades is to play. Is it? Yeah. Well, he goes four clubs and then four spades. So if I had extras, I could continue, but I don't have extras, so I'm not going to continue. Not a great night. Should have just played that queen of clubs there. So the contract's four spades. The 10 of hearts is led. We have a heart loser, a club loser, maybe a spade loser, maybe a heart rough. We'll see. Maybe a diamond loser. Shouldn't have a diamond loser with the hearts getting set up eventually, and there always being an entry. So the heart holds. Curious. Why would South not play the ace? South clearly has the ace. Nobody would lead the 10 from ace 10. But South is deciding to not play it. I think Alec could get away with playing the Jack of Hearts immediately, just assuming that South has the Ace of Hearts. If North roughs in, then South won't score that Ace of Hearts. So I think that the Jack of Hearts is probably the most likely card to come out of Alec at this point. If South wins the Ace of Hearts, then Alec can of course just put in the Jack of Spades if Heart comes back. And then if North wins the King of Spades, North will always be winning the King of Spades. It's not a problem. So Alad does play the Jack of Hearts. It looks like it was a doubleton. Alad can overtake here if he wants. Um, he chose not to. South should be winning that Ace of Hearts at this point. So the hearts are good and dummy. At this point, looks like the club lead is a desperation attempt to win winners and side suits. I understand it. The other potential loser is the King of Spades. There shouldn't be anything else. So this is going to make four or five, depending on the location of the King of Spades. I think if South's defense is consistent with holding the King of Spades and less consistent with North holding the King of Spades, but it could go either way. So yeah, South does have the King of Spades. If spades end up being, oh, okay, it's a 9-card fit, so Alad has the rest of the tricks. Could he have made more double dummy? Probably. He would need to cross the ace of diamonds, take a spade finesse, hook diamonds back the other way, give up a heart. No, he can. He has to lose two aces. No question about that. 650 is a good score. We'll make up for the previous one, hopefully, a little bit. But still, Yes, yeah, they did well to ship to clubs. So otherwise it's 12 tricks. Okay, so we have a 2 rounds left. We're at 55%. This is looking grim. I'm not feeling great about tonight, but there's still 4 more hands of bridge to play. I might not screw up a hand. We'll see. I have a nice 2 heart overcall with my pretty good 5 card heart suit. It's not a good hand by any means, but I would rather disrupt their auction holding exactly 1 spade at this point than worry about anything else. I think 2 hearts here is perfectly normal. Whew. What do we got? Ian and George. Let's see if Alan's got a raise for me. Yeah, that's what I like to see. He's not playing me for more than 5 hearts. We play quite aggressive weak jump over calls, especially at these colors. My heart suit's probably about as good as he's expecting. It's only 5, but it's a pretty good quality. As much fun as we can play guessing every card wrong tonight. I've already bid my hand, so I'm passing. Four spades is the spot. Alan's on lead. We'll see if it's the ace of hearts or some crappy side suit. Or a low heart. It's the ace of hearts. Okay. I'm just going to encourage hearts for lack of a better alternative. The auction was, just to review, a diamond, 2 hearts, 2 spades, 4 hearts, 4 spades. The 4 spades bid is overstating North's strength, but not necessarily wrong over the 4 hearts. That's encouraging. Oh boy. Now, thinking about it, Al passed for a reason. He wouldn't be shy about going 5 hearts here with 5 of my hearts and a piece of crap. So I'm counting on Al actually for some defense here now, hoping that maybe 4 spades is going to go down. So what does he have besides 5 hearts, the ace? He should have at least 1 high card in clubs. His count card in clubs is telling me he probably has 5 clubs. No, probably 3. I mean, Declarer has 5. Couple roughs in hand by Declarer, who holds probably 4 spades now. Playing my King of Hearts, I have the Jack of Diamonds. Is that right? I don't know. You don't want to play low? Ah. There's no reason not to pitch hearts now. 6, 4, 3, 0. One more round of spades is going to drop partner's queen, and then there will be 1 more spade in South's hand and 1 more spade in North's hand. And that'll cover the 6 of hearts. If South actually started with 5 clubs, then South can probably set up a club suit. Nine of diamonds looks like it's from 3 diamonds. If that's a doubleton diamond, so here I'm just going to throw off as many hearts as I can. Alad, of course, has the boss hearts, if he manages to it. Okay, so after 2 heart roughs and Interesting. South seems to be a little short in spades. So this is starting to explain Alad's pass. If Alad wins his king of diamonds and plays a high spade, I'm throwing off my queen of hearts. But Alad's probably going to consider roughing in on the queen of diamonds. I hope he roughs and then plays a heart or plays a high spade. I haven't been counting exactly, but I do know what I need to be holding on to. If Alad's roughing at this point, I know that South has uh, king of diamonds small, and that I need to hold on to my jack seven of diamonds. And I can't afford to play another diamond, I think. I'm due one last diamond trick. Making. Well done. Well, at least they didn't make five, but the sacrifice looks like it would have been fruitful had they not doubled, which of course they would have. 14 to 16. Yeah, four hearts, five hearts doubled is off ace, king, and a ruff and clubs, along with the ace of diamonds and ace of spades. It's down three doubled for 500. Still, it's better than four spades making. Alad probably doesn't think four spades is making with his ace of hearts and four spades the queen 10, but it is. What can you do? Do I have another bit here? Do I have three clubs? Do I? Nope, I'm passing. Bit enough. The double dummy result, I don't think we can beat this. Certainly holding it to four was very good, but uh, still not as good as finding the save. So five of diamonds lead. What's the five of diamonds? The four is invisible. It could be five from three. It could be five from four. If it's from four or three, then the 10 is right. If it's from five, then I need to play ace and king. What's going on here? Probably Alad has four diamonds. And if that's the case, I should probably win my king or ace and shift to a spade. So that five of diamonds is from five or from exactly three. Either way, it's right to shift. I expect Alad's having nice amounts of beers at his end of the table, indeed. The seven of spades is not what I wanted to see. Well, they know I have this card. If you're known to hold a card on defense, play it. There, it didn't matter. But on other occasions, if you know a defender has a card and then they play a different card, then you have double the information. So as a defender, you should always play the card you're known to hold, assuming it's not misleading partner in any way. Now there, I also know that South has the Jack of Spades. So that is another piece of information. What's the six from? Six is an attitude card. The five and three are missing. I don't think partner has the Queen of Clubs. So I think I'm going to go ace. Well, there's no harm in playing the Jack. If Alad has the ace of hearts and a low heart, then I want him winning the ace of hearts, playing another club, and getting a ruff. Um, no. I hope that wasn't a singleton club, but he wouldn't have let a singleton club in that situation. Six. Four. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I'm good. What card is missing? Yeah, that's over. Tough. I think it's always making 10 tricks. I don't think there's a way we can stop it. Yeah, we can't stop them from taking 10 tricks. Uh, the King of Spades is on side, so there's one diamond loser, one club loser, and then one heart loser. And they didn't screw up, right? 170 is actually not a bad board as it turns out, but still, it would have been nice to get a good board instead of just an average. So going into the last round, we've had just an average board, and then before that, um, what I would call a slightly below average board with them bidding and making a game. And so we should be down to something like a 54% game, which is a brutal place to be with two hands to go. Even if we get top boards on both of those, we're only going to move up to like 60. And that's not normally good enough to win. And of course, we're playing against Elad and Eric, who are decent players. And every time we play against them, they bid a slam. So hopefully they'll bid a slam and go down this time. Alan. So one heart is nice to see. I don't think I, I don't think I need to be swinging boards here. I have a nice little two hearts bid. Um, is two hearts an underbid? No, I don't think so. I can always compete later. If Alad has some kind of game try, I'm happy to accept whatever it is. It's seven high with a singleton spade. The singleton spade would be more useful if I had a fourth heart. But uh, it depends on synergy with Alad's hand. So this is a competitive bid to, okay. So they're up to four spades. Do I want to double them? Yep. This is an aggressive, probably bad double, but I'm tired of losing. So interestingly, the dummy who bid two spades and not four spades has two aces, four spades, and a singleton. Declarer probably has a worse hand, the dummy, and jump to four. Unfortunately, that means that this hand is probably going to make. The seven of hearts is an attitude signal, or the middle card is attitude-ish, saying I like hearts. So I wonder, I think that they're probably going to go for the cross ref here. I did raise hearts, so my heart count isn't a mystery. I'm going to play low-high here to say I like clubs, I guess. We're going to see ace of clubs in a club. Oh, two spades. So I actually have short spades. Um, I think Elad might be playing me for longer spades. The reason I doubled is not because I have a good hand or a bad hand. It's because I want to swing the hell out of these boards because I feel like we're not on pace for a winning game unless we get two tops here. So that's my explanation for my double. It's not something I would do if this were in the first 10 rounds of the night. I'm going to put in the 8. If partner can cover it, that's all well and good. But I would rather not the 7 win a trick. And if he wants me to win the trick, then I will win the trick. So Alad's taking the trick. Looks like he's going to play that king of hearts here. Elad roughing in hand. I can afford to throw off clubs here because I think that it's going to come down to the diamonds at the end rather than the clubs. And I know Alad has the ace of clubs because Elad didn't play it earlier. So that was a risk. As it turns out, it didn't pay off. Dummy had the perfect hand for declarer. So had I just passed it, it would have been a better board because they're only making 4. But still, it's really tough to hear that auction with 1 spade and not 2, and then 2 spades, and then blast a 4 with that hand. It just North was bidding South hand there, which was really weird, but I have a club preference. I'm bidding clubs. Elad is indeed an anagram of Alad. Elad, no, is not an alt of Alad. Elad is a different person. Yes, I am on tilt. But at bridge, you try to win, right? We're getting a bottom there. It would have been not quite a bottom, but pretty close to it had it just been 4 spades making. And we needed some action to do well there, right? The double, if okay, the double, even if we'd got them down 1, wouldn't have mattered. So the double was bad. The double was bad. Do Alan and I ever multi-queue in 2 browser windows on different accounts? No. Um, the reason for that is you can just lock seats and it'll fill up in order. So it's two no trump, double, 3 clubs, 3 spades, pass, pass. Here, I have 5 hearts and 2 spades, and partner has the minors. Partner has 1 or 2 spades. Uh, what does that mean? It means they have a 9-card spade fit, and they're not in 4. I have 11. Alan's got like 9. Do I want to bid again? I'm passing. I'm passing because I don't know if we're making four clubs and I don't know if we're beating three spades. And I'd rather just play defense at this point. This bidding hasn't got me anywhere. Doubling hasn't got me. Hey, it's not a bottom board. Look at that. Not a bottom. Oh, no, I've never played double bridge the way some people play multiple games of chess at the same time. Might be fun. You need to get enough opponents. So Alad should know my diamond count at this point. He might continue with another diamond. Um, I wonder if he'll play a heart or a club. Alad doesn't have a more than two hearts, so I wouldn't mind seeing a heart. But if he had a singleton heart, he would have let it. So I don't think he has a singleton heart. If he has a doubleton, I can go ace of hearts, queen of hearts, and then put another heart through. Um, I don't think there's a future in the club suit because if Alad has five, then Declara has just a singleton. I think our best chance here is not clubs but hearts, but I didn't really have a way of signaling that at that point. So that's it. It's going to go ace of spades and a spade, and the queen of spades is going to get dropped, I'm sure. There you go. Alad does have the jack of spades. It's possible to misguess. No, he doesn't? Okay. So I don't know if the uppercut in hearts would have worked. If Alad has a doubled in heart, he shifts to a heart, I win my ace queen and then put hearts through. Then he might win his queen of spades, but there's a good chance he doesn't. If Declare knows to ruff high and then play a spade to the king, then he drops the queen. I think Declare has too many spades for us to beat. Oh, if he's only in three spades, that's good. I think they're making four. Did Alad really have a singleton heart and never lead it? What the? Alad, you had a singleton heart. Why didn't you lead your singleton heart? I mean, nice defense partner. Okay. Okay. That wasn't a good round. I don't think three spades making four is going to be great. A lot of people taking nine tricks, a lot of people taking 10. If Alad has a singleton heart and he leads it, then we take three tricks. Oh, yeah, we play super preference trick one. Yeah. Should have played the 10. He's right. He's right. So this was a bad game. We finished in the low 50s probably at best. Hopefully we didn't finish in the 40s. Um, you know what? I could just pretend this game never happened and I didn't play. Somebody took my account, delete all the Twitch VODs, and pretend that nobody watched the live stream. But that would be dishonest. Yeah, one fewer trick would have been a couple more match points there. We're dropping probably 5% this round, so I think we are going to finish 49 point crap. What's this contract? Four clubs by West? Ops dropped a lot fewer tricks than they normally did. They found some fascinating defensive lines, like leading the singleton against no trump, 3 no trump, finding partner with the king, and then them switching to the 10 of a doubleton side suit when my left-hand opponent had opened a weak 2, showing 6 in a third suit that never got led by the opponents. But sometimes they do that. What's this? 4 clubs by West down? Crack. Crap. Not crack. Crap. Not good for us. Not good for us at all. Yeah, so this was bad. Bad, bad, bad. Everything's bad. What were we up to? 55.1%. That's going to drop down to 50% after this round. This is 4 spades by South. Is this one going to make? Nope, it's down. It's down. So that's another bad one. So after a terrible last round, we finished with a 52% game, which shockingly was good enough for third place in our direction, um, and earned us master points. We did not deserve master points, and certainly a lot of people beat us in the other direction and our direction, but the game didn't end up being a total write-off. Had we only finished a little bit higher on the night, we would have won the game, which is a little sad, but at least our 50% plus streak is going alive. Um, but there you go, right? Sometimes you don't win, and that's okay. We learn from our mistakes, we learn from our losses as well as our victories, and hopefully we learn that maybe the second beer does more damage than the first one. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had fun commentating and describing my thought process or lack thereof, as well as my partner's thought process or lack thereof. And I hope to catch you again. I stream Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And usually do better than this, but every now and then you got to throw a match to make yourself look mortal, right? Yeah, that's it. So I'll see you guys on Thursday. Have a good night.